started late 90s. The first BPO operation actually started in Sri Lanka in 83.
Okay.
That company is still here. It was under the name of Data Entry International, and then it moved over to Hayes UK, Astron, RR Donnelly. Now it's called Office Tyler, and then
RR Donnelly again.
So RR Donnelly was an operation which was set up in 83.
Okay. Thanks, Hari, for that. So I think there needs to be certain things to be done kind of to streamline the process. It's still not easy for a BPO to come and start in Sri Lanka. And the other thing is niche capabilities, because at the end of the day, yes, we are talking about talent development and everything, but then again, we are talking about like 1 billion people versus 20 million, right? So India has that many people, whereas we are a small country. So I'm not about going and like promoting 15,000 people BPOs. That's not in the cards for us. It's not there. So that's why I talk about niche capabilities. If India is so good at volume-based customer service, can we develop niche capabilities where we are the only ones good at it? And that's where I think small like freelancers and people might be around you could actually develop certain niche capabilities. It could be a very innovative thing, could be IT based, but you need only 10 seats for that. You need only 15 seats for that. But we are the only one doing it, or we are one of the few ones doing it, and we offer that business process outsourcing service to another country. Okay, so volume is important, but then again, developing certain niche capabilities where we are the only one leading in those small niches is important, and that is the normal entrepreneurship concept as well. You develop something that is you're the only one in it, and then you play your game. Okay, and that links to innovation as well. So you need to innovate a bit, and in India, there was a period where they actually innovated processes for BPOs, and then they moved to a volume game after passing that innovation thing. And I think Sri Lanka needs to get to that innovation phase in BPOs now. And the other thing is awareness. Now, when we go out and talk about BPOs, still people don't really know what BPOs is. Right? What is that? Is it BOI or something? Some people think it's BOP. I say it's T. So the awareness levels is still low. There have been some government projects through ICTA, but that needs to happen. We need, like, there was a big awareness thing for IT. Like when you go to a school today, any kid knows IT. We teach IT in schools, and actually that needs to happen for BPOs as well. In India, the awareness for BPOs is actually almost 100%, because partly it's because of environment, because when you walk down the street you see BPOs, whereas in Sri Lanka you have to go down Sri Jagadhanapura Road where you see HSBC and you see a call center. We still don't have that environment, but then again awareness is important. You need to go to schools, make them aware, and come to the curriculum slowly as well. And from Lanka BPO Academy perspective, we try to do that. We've in the last 3 months we've visited close to 10 schools in different formats, different forums, and things like this. Also we try to take the BPO word out and try to make it a mainstream discussion, because today we are actually talking about IT/BPO rather than just IT. If you take the industry body /com, it is not about IT, it is not about BPO, it is about IT and BPO, because BPO runs because of IT. How can you outsource something like data entry or financial accounting from US to Sri Lanka? It is because of IT, because of IT systems, and we tend to call it IT enabled services as well. So you have IT has enabled certain services like data entry, call center, etc. So they are using technology. So IT and BPO is actually looked at as almost the same thing today. It's the same industry. So the focus and the awareness that we give to IT actually has to be given for BPOs, and in my perspective that's where actually money comes for a certain country like Sri Lanka as well. So BPO also needs to get that focus. And the last point is talent development or human resource development, which I have touched on before. So with that, I'll finish my presentation, but I'm happy to take a couple of questions, if you have.
From your perspective in Sri Lanka, other than F&A, What are the other verticals you think, I guess as a supplier to the industry, you see scope in BPO?
As I said, FNA has developed that brand because of the skill availability. So whatever the area that we develop skills on, we might have a chance in developing a brand. But then again, parallel to that, developing niche capabilities is important. So I can't tell you this is the thing, right? That's part of the innovation.
Or what do you think?
I think we still need to be in the customer service, data processing type areas as well. Customer service is a bit hard, but then again, if you don't do customer service, you're not in BPO game. So if you want to kind of run the game, you still have to do a bit of that.
Is customer service in travel?
Is that your question?
Yeah.
I don't think we have to go to a certain segment as such, because to me customer service is customer service. If you train up people in customer service, it is applicable anywhere. And that's something lacking in Sri Lanka as well. People generally don't have customer service skills. But if you skill someone up in customer service, you should be able to apply in telco, travel, etc. But if you take something like data entry, it is easy for Sri Lanka. You don't have to go to a certain segment, because if you train up people in, say, basic IT skills, you can apply it anywhere, pretty much. Any other questions?
What's the average profit margin for BPOs?
That again depends on the industry, more than the industry, the area. So it's not a standard thing, but it is less than IT, because IT is more high end. There's low end work as well as high end. So low end work is like, say, pure data entry, that is low end, whereas more analytical work, say research based work, is more high end work. So high end would be higher in margin, whereas low end would be lower in margin.
The Sri Lanka is more geared to the high end, or the?
At the moment, more towards higher end in FNA.
What's
But
the number, like? Would you be able to give a number?
no, I wouldn't.
20,
Sorry?
15, 20%?
Percent wise,
Yeah. I mean, profit margin.
I wouldn't be able to give that.
Yeah.
So, no. I assume the company wise it would differ. I don't know whether these gentlemen could add something to that.
Depends on where it made. It's something like Amber Research, or
Yeah.
their margins are a lot higher.
Because they are high end, right?
Very
Is that, say, 20%, 25%? Do you know? Much lower?
Maybe 200%. Maybe 200%. See, it's primarily, it's very simple to explain. When you talk of BPO, it's the low end, as Yasas just said it, and that is a high volume kind of operation. So when you have a high volume operation, you obviously need more capacity and more people to do that job, right? So you take customer service, you take data entry, you take medical transport, so these are all low end jobs. The margins are very low on that, right? Because you have to do volumes to ensure that you break even. So where Sri Lanka is now heading is, it's a pyramid structure where primarily we are going into knowledge-based services, which would be more low volume work and high value in terms of operations and revenue.
So in that case, is there significant resources put to hiring people?
So if you take Amba for example, right? I'm just giving. I don't have facts and figures here. But I'm just saying, you take an equity research-based firm, you have 50 people, or you take an Accenture, you have 50 people working in an Accenture. The revenue those 50 people earn would be equivalent to about 200 people that are call center.
Of course.
So I mean, are the resources allocated to training those type of people? I mean,
Yeah, so
not that,
it's a mixed bag, because when you talk of customer service,
It's slowly happening. I mean, you can't just expect everything to happen.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
It takes time.
so
Yeah.
numbers like 50, 100, 150, 200 is something that Sri Lanka can manage, up to 500.
Yeah.
But if you look at India, a company comes in and says, give me 5,000 people within 6 months. Sorry, we can't do that. Philippines will take it over,
Yeah.
right? So that's where the difference is.
Sure.
And not to mention that there are other countries as well, coming Vietnam, Cambodia.
Yeah, Mauritius. Like there are smaller, newer countries coming into the
Colombia.
picture. Colombia.
Very interesting.
Yeah. A lot of African countries as well. It's very attractive to developing countries, so they try to come into the play.
The advantage Sri Lanka has is the biggest player is India, whose revenue in the BPO KPO industry is about $80 billion a Yeah. So even if $1 billion comes to Sri Lanka, that's a huge amount
Of course.
employment
Yeah.
and resources for us.
Alright, okay. One last question.
Now that we are a very small country with small numbers, would it be advantageous for us to look at a higher quality with small numbers?
I think we should, and that's where the success in FNI and like for example financial accounting sector has got some success because it's high-end work, high value work with lower volume. So and that's what I think with other niche capabilities as well, and I agree with you, and that's exactly what these gentlemen said as well. All right, guys, thanks. Okay, one last question.
Someone called Gavin. It says, is there a state or otherwise effort to ensure quality of employment in BPO sector as more and more firms appear in Sri Lanka?
Is it the quality of resources or quality of services?
Is there a state or otherwise effort to ensure quality of employment in BPO sector as more and more
Okay. As far as I know, there's no state initiative, but our initiative is kind of to standardize employment because we issue certifications or credentials to standardize BPO industry, and someone that comes into employment with a certain certificate that we offer is certified at global standard. So this could be looked at as one of the initiatives, but I'm not aware of any other initiatives as such. Alright guys, thanks for your attention. Okay. And thanks for the opportunity.
Okay, thanks Yasas for that lovely presentation, and of course Sri Lanka is actually moving forward as one of the more knowledge-based, we provide more knowledge-based services. So as he rightly mentioned, Amber Research and companies like that are more high-end, and obviously we don't have the volumes to provide to mass market, but when it comes to quality, our guys are above par. So and also I almost forgot, guys, have anyone of you seen the sitcom called Outsource? How many of you has seen Outsource? Yes, we have one, others, 2, 3, guys, if you can. Oh yes, I love it. If you can find Outsource, just watch it, because it's just a nice breakdown of what's going on. You know, the relationship between the US and India, and it's a really nice sitcom.